Hey everybody, it's Tina from Professionals. I'm just touching in with everyone to give you an idea of the response from our office to the current circumstance that we're all going through, commonly known as COVID-19. Obviously, it's going to be affecting a lot of us, and our real estate industry is going to be no different. We're going to be quite impacted, and I thought I'd give you guys all a quick update on what it is that our office is doing. I've had so many things that I've had to write myself a whole note today on the things that I want to cover in this video. So I'm going to try and keep it as short as I can. We all know that I'm a very verbal person, like to rabbit on too much. So enough of that, let's get straight to the topics. So the first thing that we have had happen is that last night the Prime Minister announced that there will be no more open homes or auctions. This is going to affect our rental department. Obviously, we don't do auctions in the rental department, but in our property management department, we do open homes. So we're no longer able to conduct open homes. That is a directive straight from the government and something that we will be following. As of last Monday, our office has put into place that we will be doing 360-degree view tours, virtual tours of all our vacant premises. And the property does need to be vacant for us to be able to do that, because our staff and our top priority for us here, our health at this time. So we're making sure that tenants are not in occupation of the property any longer, and we're able to do a 360-degree tour of the premises so that we upload that to the internet. I am going to attach an example of a 360 tour, one that we've got up on our website right now. I'm going to attach that to this email so that you can click on the link, go for a bit of a walk through and see exactly what it is that I'm talking about how we do these 360-degree tours and what it is that we're doing with regard to open homes. So we're doing some social distancing here in the office. We've put some tape down on the floor, making sure that people are 1.5 metres from the start of our desk where the girls sit in reception. We've moved all our rent lists out to the front of the office so that people can come in, as well as their application forms. They can just pop into the office, pick those up straight from down the front, and we're trying to minimise the length of time that people are staying in the office while we're able to be open. So at the moment we have got an open door. We are all here in the office and working just as normally as we can be at this time. So if you need to call us, you just call the normal office number and you will get through to the office doing that. So I guess the next question becomes, how do we do applications? So tenants will need to do their applications online. We are asking them to do their application prior to viewing the property. So they need to fill in an online application, or they can fill in one of our written ones and email that back to us with their identification, all of the questions that we need answered. We then will assess the applications here in the office and do the normal stuff that we do, you know, to assess an application prior to showing them through the premises. So if we're certain that this is somebody that we are interested in to be looking at perhaps being a renter for the property, we will then make them an individual inspection time rather than an open home like we have done up until now. We will do an individual inspection time for people who we are interested in their applications. That may mean we do 2 or 3, perhaps even 4 appointments in a row. So we may do one at 3:30, one at 3:45, one at 4 o'clock, one at 4:15, so that we are taking people through individually, and we'll be checking with them if they've been overseas or whether they've got any of the symptoms of the virus before we actually take people through the premises for that. Okay. I guess like everyone and in every industry, things are changing very, very rapidly here. Please be understanding that our office is doing the very best that we can to try and make sure that we are on top of the changes, that we are doing everything that we can to be on the forefoot and trying to make sure that we can still continue to do our jobs the best way that we can for you. But I would ask that you be patient. We've had a few people call and be a bit cranky that things have changed, or perhaps things aren't working the way that they expected them to work, and you know, that's a bit disappointing, because literally everyone here in the office, we are all, no one that I'm speaking to here, no one in my office, not one of us have ever lived through this before. We are doing the very best that we can to try and get ourselves on the forefront of things and to make sure that we're doing the very best job that we can for you. So please just have some patience with us and understand we're really trying to make sure we're doing the best that we can. If you have some criticism for us, or you think we're doing something wrong at this time, have a conversation with me directly. Don't take that out on the girls. Have a conversation. Tell the girls you'd like to speak to me because you'd like to give me some feedback, feedback, and then I can work out where it is that we can do better during this time with regard to those questions. We have already had a number of tenants contact us with regard to the fact that they are starting to lose their jobs. Quite a number of people are obviously going to be impacted here, and I imagine that there will be some of you out there as well who are impacted in this way by the coronavirus. The people are asking already for rent reductions, and I've had a number of commercial clients already where their landlords have offered them rent reductions, because a lot of my clients will be wanting to make those offers to their tenants because they want to make sure that their property is rented at the end of all of this. So people are working with their tenants. I am the person and the staff here, we are the people who are bringing you the request. We are not telling you that this is what you need to do. You need to look at your circumstance and decide what will work best for you and make decisions based on what works for your circumstance. We can't advise you on that. We don't know your own personal circumstance. So please just make sure that you're listening to what we're asking, and understanding that we are just the people who are asking you this question. We're not the ones asking for it for ourselves. We're that mediator in the middle, which is literally our job. So I've had one landlord call me this afternoon saying, and his tenant hasn't even approached us yet, saying, I'm really concerned for my tenant. If things do happen to, take a bit of a nosedive for him financially or anything, please let him know that I'm willing to work with him with regard to maintaining his tenancy and seeing what we can do there to keep his tenancy going for the time being whilst this virus is and these things are happening. So please bear that all in mind, and know that we will listen to any conversations that anybody wants to have with us around their own personal circumstance and what happens here with this. I will also mention that all non-urgent maintenance is being deferred for the time being, so you may see some emails from us deferring some maintenance that had previously been requested. Perhaps we were asking for quotes on something. Perhaps we were looking at some painting, something that wasn't a necessary repair that needed to be done, because we're having difficulty getting access to properties. We have tenants who are in social isolation for medical reasons. We have tenants who are in social isolation because they've come back from an overseas holiday. We have tenants who are in social isolation because that is something that they feel is the best thing for themselves and their health at this time. And they're not willing to let tradespeople into the property. So unless it's an emergency, we're pretty much going to be putting the majority of our maintenance on hold and doing some deferring. We also have tradesmen who are not willing to go into tenanted properties themselves. They are only considering that they'll do emergencies, and they expect the tenants to do social distancing for them or not to be at home. And that, some of my tradies have got older family that they're concerned about them picking something up and taking it home to them. So we have to be understanding of everyone in these circumstances at the present time, and so we've made the decision that we feel that the best thing for us to do is just defer that maintenance. We'll defer it for a period of about 4 weeks for the time being, and at the end of that 4 weeks we'll reassess and see where things are up to, because everything I'm telling you tonight could be completely different by this time next week, literally could be different by tomorrow, depending on what sorts of announcements get made. So again, we're all trying to change as quickly and as best we can with the announcements that are made. The final thing that I will mention to you is that the market really has not bounced back from, we've had a bit of a depressed market here in Lithgow for a little while. Prior to Christmas, we saw all of those contractors that left town and left the market looking a little bit shabby. Too many properties on the market and not enough inquiry. So that happened before Christmas. Over the Christmas break, we had the bushfires, which wreaked absolute havoc here, as lots of my landlords can attest to. And so that affected the market as well, quite negatively. We did start to see things beginning to pick up again a little bit once school went back. But unfortunately, this is going to be another hit to the market. Please be understanding that I would rent every one of the vacant properties that I have right now tomorrow if I could. My job is to try and rent your properties to the best possible applicant that I can, and if I was able to do that immediately, that is absolutely what I would be doing. But unfortunately, this circumstance is seeing us all in untravelled waters. So hopefully we all enjoy the journey together, and if you have any questions at all from anything that I've mentioned in this video, or you feel that there's something that I haven't addressed and I should have, you can give me a call at the office 6352 5125, and I really hope that yourself, your family, and everyone you love is well and safe, and we'll chat to you again really soon, I'm quite sure. Thanks guys, bye bye.